Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and I'm not alone, as you can plainly see. Do we still do the intros as we used to, or do I just say these guys are here?
Nintendo Switch 2!
Just announced the Switch 2 properly. Does it look anything like the leaks? A little.
It does, doesn't it?
There's a vague resemblance there. Yeah, basically everything that the leaks put out turned out to be true within reason. You know, sort of certainly the broad strokes. You know, USB-C on the top. You know, magnetic Joy-Con, and more besides. It's all true. And this trailer was so stylish. Nintendo didn't have like a voiceover saying the new Nintendo Switch 2 has all these new features. You know, ask your mum for it or anything like that. It's just like, here it is.
Yeah, there was no voice.
Love it.
No voice at all. They were just like, just look, hear the new clap sound effect.
Yeah.
Which I swear, when the Switch 8 comes out, it's going to be an explosion. They're just going to keep progressing the sound like louder and louder.
I can see the fan edit of like just the boom explosion on top. Yeah. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I will say I was a big fan of this trailer. Now I've only really properly watched it twice. I think Alex, you watched it a bit more while we got the reaction ready. We have a reaction. Go also check that out afterwards.
You were working on the reaction, and I was there beavering away watching it. I honestly don't know how many times I've watched it. It's into double digits now.
So, guys, initial reactions. What do you think? Are you happy? Are you like, oh, I wish they did it a little bit more? Alex, you go first.
It looks okay. No, it looks okay. There is definitely an element, because obviously we knew about this in advance. Well, not new, but the leaks that came out sort of highly, basically it wasn't the exciting reveal that it could have been. I'm still excited, don't get me wrong, because I think that this is, whilst it's arguably not like a dynamic direction, it's a very straightforward one, arguably a very safe one. It's a fun one at the same time, because I've got to be honest, there's very little wrong with the Switch. So by only sort of like making little tweaks here and there, making it like, I mean, we saw the Joy-Con going swoop, 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 which highly suggests mouse control. It's a little bit, the wind was taken a little bit out of my sails, that it was exactly what we expected, but at the same time, a much bigger part of me doesn't give a monkeys and is just happy that we can see it here. And yeah, I mean, the thing that baffles me most is that the C button doesn't have a C on it. What does it do? We'll never know. We'll know.
What about you, Sion?
I think I feel like I should be more excited as well. I think you put it really well that like a lot of the leaks came true. I mean, we got to see for the most part, exactly what the Switch 2 looks like. A lot of the new, like the buttons, the mouse, potential mouse control that we still, we don't know if that is, but it's seeming very likely based on what you were saying, the way that it's kind of the controllers are racing around. I think the other thing, though, too, is the fact that when the Switch 1 was shown off, like I went back and I rewatched that trailer, the Switch reveal trailer, and I wrote down like all of the different things that I thought that we had kind of learned from that trailer. And the list was huge. And I think it's because that the Switch 1 was a brand new type of console. And now the Switch 2 is really just kind of, from what we know so far, is just an expansion on that. So it's not as exciting for that reason, but also for the leaks. And I think the thing I'm most excited to see more of and learn more about are the games and the features. Like I want to learn more about that potential mouse control. I want to learn about why the Switch screen sticks out a little bit above the dock. I mean, I know we've seen a little bit as far as leaks go of like what that could be, but those are the exciting things to me right now. And I'm sad that we have to wait until potentially April to learn more. Hopefully they'll come out and share some more details before then.
I've got things to say about that later.
Yeah, but before we jump on to Felix, how are you like feeling more in depth about this trailer?
So I really like the trailer. I don't think it's as good as the Switch 1 trailer, because I think that trailer was awesome. I really liked showing it. I was very curious to see, would they just do the same thing, but then it wouldn't be as exciting. Just, okay, now we see a person playing the Switch. Like it doesn't have that innovative feel to it. But the trailer is great. Like, it's super stylish and shows. I think it does a very good does a very good job to show. Okay, this is actually the change. Like showing the original Switch and then showing, oh, it's bigger and it turns black and we have new colors, and then it goes down, and it's really cool how it like goes out a little bit with the rails to make it more stable if you're gonna use it as a mouse. I think that's super exciting. Also, we got to see Mario Kart.
We did. Yes.
Mario Kart, presumably 9 or 10, depending if they count Mario Kart Tour as a number.
Not many people do.
No, but they do. They showed Mario Kart. Mario Kart Tour is one of them.
Yeah,
so
that's
true. Is it just going to be called Mario Kart X?
But what about Mario Kart Indoor Racing Deluxe? I can't Home Circuit. I can't remember what it was called.
That is fair. I really hope it's just Mario Kart 9. That is
yeah, or Mario Kart X, as you say, or Mario Kart 10 with an X, or just 10, whatever. Maybe they'll call it Mario Kart 2 because it's the Switch 2.
What if they just call it Mario Kart?
Oh.
Have they ever had one of those? I don't think they have.
I don't think they've ever had a Mario Kart, no. But what about the name, guys? What do you think of the name? Nintendo Switch 2.
I think it's perfect. That is what I wanted them to do. It's clear. It's just for people who don't know what this is, they will be like, oh, this is the new Nintendo Switch. Because nowadays we have so many different variations of stuff. We have the Pro or New or Super or whatnot. And I think for casual people, 2 is just the most clear. I think the logo is a bit funny that it has the 2 above. So it's just 2 Nintendo Switch. But honestly, I can see them just going forward with that and just changing it to a 3, changing it to a 4, and just iterating on this concept that is really so good. I'm excited to feel the snap of the magnetics. Can you pull them off by force, or you click a little button? And one thing I'm quite sad if they don't have the back buttons, if they're just clicks. Well, if it's going to be a mouse, of course it's going to be a click. You can't have them go in, but I'm really I mean, there's another button. Is that where you click in to get them off, or is that actually, I don't know.
Oh, is there?
We think that is. The leaks suggest that it protrudes that little pin, and it sort of it ejects the it's the Joy-Con release button, as it were.
I like the name. I think I wasn't expecting them to do it, really, because I was thinking all about the PlayStation's on the PS5. Like, if the Switch is on 2, it's like really far behind, And I was thinking maybe Nintendo would be kind of stubborn. But I'm glad that they went with just the simple numerical route, because you see stuff like Xbox, right, has done Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox.
You stole my talking point.
Well, please feel free. It's frustrating, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And even when they've got the Series S and the Xbox One S, and if you know the distinction between them visually, you can spot them. But I've been caught out a number of times, just at a glance. Which one is that? The vent on the top. Okay, that's the Series S.
Totally.
Yeah, yep. No, it's far better I think it's much better, much more sensible for Nintendo to just go down the arguably boring route of just 2. It could have been Super Switch or something like that, but, sort of mum and dad going to buy, but we've got to, they don't want another Wii U, do they? They don't want them to say, we've got a Switch at home, but no, this is the Switch 2, and that immediately goes, okay, I understand how Arabic numerals work, let's go with that.
Well, we kind of know how, even the PlayStation has done a really good job of just teaching people that, okay, PlayStation 2 games don't play on PlayStation 1, PS3 games don't play on PlayStation 2, so hopefully people will have that experience where the Wii and the Wii U was... It was just, I don't know, I'm a little worried that people will still fall into that problem of buying a Switch 2 game and try to play it on their Switch 1, but maybe that
some people
will just happen. Yeah.
I mean, sort of a grandmother going in, I'm certain it must have happened at some point. Grandmother goes into a game shop to buy a Wii game and just sees, this is a disc, this'll work, this one's green, that's exciting. Well, won't it work? And, hand it, this isn't for my console. Won't it work? It's a disc, isn't it? That'll fit in.
It's
that, it's that sort of mentality, and, you can't overlook that. That's always going to happen. But I do think that this is the most safe, the most sensible. It's not especially exciting, but at the same time, the fact they're leaning into it so much that's still where it just says 2. It's just like, it's like, this ain't your grandma's Nintendo Switch. This is the real deal.
Nintendo's here to play. This series about this one.
Well, speaking of exciting, like both of you, what are the things you're most excited about when it comes to the actual console itself so far from what we've seen?
Oh, fiddling around with the Joy-Con. That's going to... And the fact they're showing off, like, the angle. They're showing off that this isn't the original Switch 2 because they got the Joy-Con at the angle. Very clever, because anyone who knows will know, well, why would it be at an angle? That doesn't make any sense. It's a different one. They've done their market research.
I think what I'm most excited for, well, about things that they've shown off, of course, because there's a lot of things that I'm really excited for that we didn't see, like UI, get to see how Switch 2 cartridges look and stuff like that. I'm really excited to see what that new button does. I hope that the console does something with chat, more community stuff. But I think the thing I'm most excited for in the trailer that I saw was Mario Kart, of course. And I think the kickstand is sick. I quite like the kickstand.
Yeah,
there's some engineering going on there. You notice, I'm not going to go too much into it because it's detail, but there's like various parts, and as they open out, it slowly gets closer and closer together.
Yeah.
So there's some serious hingage going on there. I'm very happy.
The thing I'm most excited for is to see that mouse thing or whatever, because they are hinting at it. That looks exciting, and I can't wait
Did you guys notice that it's going into a Joy-Con strap? And it's literally just like a loop that goes around.
It is? Really?
If you go back and watch it again, you can see that suddenly you see it go into it. And that actually makes so much sense because
I didn't see that it was like a thing. Of course you don't slide it on.
You don't want, well, for one thing, the Joy-Con strap therefore goes on, sort of in the SL and SR. The SL and SR buttons are just fully exposed. You don't have those little extra sort of like extrusion buttons to press them down, which was fine on Switch, but it was never ideal. But you also, if you are using it as a mouse, it's likely you're going to be wearing that down. You don't want that on your Joy-Con that actually connects to the Switch. You want that little bit of buffer, a little bit of plastic that's, it's annoying if you have to replace it, but it's better than replacing a Joy-Con 2.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to see about this stick drift, if that's been fixed and stuff like that.
It does look like, too, that you're right, like the Joy-Con strap, essentially, or like the whatever that piece of plastic is that it
Joy-Con
slips into,
ring.
does have like pieces of rubber or something on the bottom as well there on like at least the front side we can see. That's really cool.
Very hard to see, and we're gonna go into a deeper tear this trailer apart for every single possible detail we can.
Definitely.
But right now we're just going broad strokes.
Now's your chance to check and see if you've subscribed to Nintendo Life, because we're gonna be doing so much Switch 2 stuff. It's fun to say Switch 2.
We have.
True.
Also, the buttons being bigger on the Joy-Con themselves, like just added you don't need to put a little strip on. It doesn't look like they actually change size when the thing comes on, so it's just the same size, but it's just bigger, which is that's very nice.
Yeah, I think all the buttons, just looking at the side-by-side that they show at the end saying, plays Nintendo Switch exclusive games, blah, 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 blah.
That's also nice.
Like the actual face buttons look bigger.
They do.
They look closer together as well. So I think that these are bigger buttons, and that's no bad thing, in my opinion. I think the Switch was fine. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Examples. But, sort of having them closer to being a little bit more pro-like, I'm all down for. And I really hope they're soft press, not clicky press, because I'm not a big fan of clicky press personally, but we can't possibly tell that from this. Also, I think they've used the same hands in both images, but one of them's just the other one is just scaled up.
It does look like that.
Actually, no, I don't think they are. Subtle differences.
I think it's really nice to be confirmed that physical games also. I don't know, they just said it was backwards compatible, but now it's physical and digital, and that's super, super nice to see.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about that little detail that they threw in about some games might not be compatible?
I think that's the IR camera, because if you look at the base of the Joy-Con, it looks like there maybe is something there, but that could just as easily be the molding for the plastic.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's some games that use that, like WarioWare Move It. Wait, yeah?
I'm not
together?
saying confirmed that they're not there, because there's sort of a vague outline if you look really closely on the ultra compressed video. But at the same time, it may be sort of less like this IR camera, so you see here. It may be that it's matte or something like that, and it's on each side because both sides seem to have it. It could be, sort of something else entirely. We don't
Yes.
know. But for example, the Labo. Labo won't work. We know it won't because they won't fit in the Joy-Con slots.
So maybe
There's your
that
answer.
detail.
It's
maybe that
Labo
comment
again.
is- yeah. Maybe
I
it's
think
just
so.
like a very
I did get
small
worried for
category of
like,
games.
wait, what? But yeah, thank you for putting us at ease, Alex. Final thing before we wrap up, what do you like seeing the original Switch compared to the new Switch 2? What do you think? Because personally, I'm gonna just be completely honest. I think it looks a bit boring. Just completely black. I wish there were some options for colors, and I think you will get those options, but you will only be able to buy this classic one. And then if you want colors, you can't just buy one with colors right out of the gate. You have to buy them separately, which I just wish I could get colors out of the gate. And just like I think it's a shame that you can only see the colors around the thing, but it's also very stylish. I do love that it's black and it's just, and I love the colors. Color choices, brilliant. I think I don't know. It's a bit less fun, but it also very like I said earlier, they're here to play.
My hope is that they do still release 2 SKUs. Just because I think it's good to have on the shelf. I think it's good to give people options. I mean, you see that with iPhones, they're always releasing different colors. I know PlayStation and Xbox have been very safe and have only released one. But I've never... I guess I didn't really work in retail too much when the Switch was out, only for 2 years. And we didn't see a whole lot of people like saying that they just didn't want that color one. They just would buy whatever Switch we had. And I think... that gives like
it's
another
first
store
world
to
problems.
just have more on the shelf. So I think we'll get to. My prediction is that we'll get another color palette. But I'm quite bored of this version as well already. Like I would like to see something more bright. I was the person that bought the red and blue.
I bought red and blue as well.
Yeah,
Because
awesome.
I only bought grey because that was the only one that was available. But
There we go.
I
Nice.
would love. I bought red and blue later, which they are switched because then you can actually have full.
But
Did you
I
ever
mean,
realize, Link?
they release how many different colors of Joy-Con? They are bound to release some more
The thing is,
exciting
will it just
ones.
be the rings that are changed color and like the
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think in a way this potentially means that they're going to be doing maybe more special editions. It could also
That would be
mean
nice.
absolutely nothing, I hasten to point out. But, how you have like special edition Switches and on the back, they've got that sort of like relief almost. I don't think it's technically a relief, but whatever. You could do that on the Joy-Con. It could still be stylish and slick and be immediately recognizable. Also, there are a lot more other systems like handheld systems out there now. And this means that they're going, sort of that pop of color is potentially going to become very iconic. And I don't know. Maybe they'll do more in the future, but they're definitely going for a more muted appearance. But to be honest, I don't really mind. But
It does
then
set
again,
it apart. I does set it apart because like really black Joy-Con. I don't think we had dark gray, but it was always the red and blue that was like associated with
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah.
Black Joy-Con or near Black Joy-Con was a development unit thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I want to point out here too. I just noticed that like the inside color of the side of the Switch as well is actually associated with the color of the Joy-Con too.
I do like that.
Yeah, so that's kind of nice to see.
I think I've just worked out why they've done that. It's again to differentiate it, isn't it? It's not just, Switches were released with God knows how many different colorways with the Joy-Con and everything like that. This way, you just at a glance, you need to look at it and you go, hey, they never did that colorway before, and there's a little bit of orange and blue
But
and
then
stuff.
if you want to change colors, it's still blue and orange in the system itself.
True.
Yeah, maybe you. I mean,
unless
someone will
there's
just
some
do
crazy
a decal you can just stick
Sure.
on there.
It's actually a screen in there and it can change colors.
I mean, the Switch, right? The Switch knows what color Joy-Con you've connected to it. So
That
what
would
if?
be very cool.
That would be so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine? Oh, it's going to be £500. Why? We put a screen in the rails.
Also, final thing, I love that when they reveal the logo, it goes in once and then they take them out and then they put them in again. So it's 2 times they do it and then the 2.
Oh,
pops
that's
up.
good. I didn't realize
1,
that either.
2.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, but the mouse
I do wanna-
functionality.
I think the last thing I want to say is actually something that Alex was talking about before we started recording, was how when you look at the Switch compared to the Switch 2 at the end of the trailer, you were saying how much it just looks like a toy, the original Switch does in comparison. And I wonder
Yeah.
if like they are just trying to kind of, I wonder if they're really listening to people that bought Steam Decks for the just like the overall bulkiness of it, or even people that like the Satisfy grips and things like that, and they wanted, because I bet there was a lot of talks of like in not play testing, but like
Development?
what do you call?
R&D?
Yeah, like over just how to make this thing less like a toy.
Yeah. I think another big thing as well is also a bigger unit allows you to fit more power in there, which is, one thing. But even more importantly, a bigger battery.
Yes.
You can get a much bigger battery in a bigger shell. And even though the Switch was like 60% battery inside, this may be even bigger because it's just going to be a system on a chip. Again, I'm certain of it. You want as much battery life as possible, and we saw that with the OLED. We saw that with the sort of second version of the Switch, whatever the hell they call it now. Battery life is the absolute most important thing when it comes to any handheld, because the whole point is you want to be able to take it out with you and not be tethered. So if it doesn't last, it kind of fails at the first hurdle. So I think battery
Game
life
Gear,
is going to
right.
be...
The Game Gear was a huge
a huge flop. It had a
huge flop
fluorescent
'cause of the batteries,
tube in it.
I'll put it like this. I'll summarize how I feel. I am excited about this, but what I'm really excited about is that direct in April.
Oh, yeah.
Really, like going into detail, showing all the new features. That's what I'm super excited for.
I can't believe they're making us wait until April.
Yeah, that's a long wait. That's a very long wait, but I might be right. It might be May, which would get my prediction right.
It
Oh,
would,
the release
yeah.
date. Oh,
I mean,
sure.
there's nothing to say we won't get anything new until April. It's not likely. I want to be absolutely clear about that. And I would be more surprised if we did get something than we didn't. But there's nothing to say that they won't just, send a PR email out or a tweet or a video saying, new Mario Kart, later guys. Or, sort of here's, Switch games running on Switch 2, and just like teasing a little bit, sort of like, hey, look at how much better it looks.
That would be
Mario's
nice.
so cute.
They don't have to make that noise, but it would,
That's
it
what
would be good.
Craig could not stop talking about how cute Mario was.
Me
either.
neither. That was like I was just like sitting screaming, Mario is so cute. I think it
Oh.
clipped very much.
God,
Yeah.
we haven't even mentioned Donkey Kong. They've redesigned him. I don't
That's right.
like it.
I
think-
think I do.
I think I like
it looks
it
like
too.
it looks like Miyamoto's redesign, if you remember. Like,
Oh,
wait,
It just looks like Mario Donkey Kong. No, the Mario movie Donkey Kong.
similar, yeah.
Which that I don't like. That
Kev
they're,
Bayless
leaning
is
more into
rolling
that,
in
but-
his blue sky.
Yeah, Kev's still around. He's fine.
Yeah, no, yeah. Kev Bayless is still alive and well, as far as we know.
Hi, Kev.
His bio does currently say creator of Donkey Kong current, which I feel very bad about. But, I'm sure he can change it if he feels the need. But anyway, let us know your thoughts about the I was about to say the Direct, about the Switch 2 reveal trailer in the comments down below. Keep an eye out. We're going to have loads of stuff coming out very, very soon because we don't know how to stop. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you snap two things on the side of that subscribe button. Don't slide, snap. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. We ready to go?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Turn that